What's up? What's good? We are back. We are back. We are back. Waiting for Cassie. We gonna get this rolling. Y'all, we gonna get this rolling. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to everybody. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Uh, It's Cassie. She coming. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Let me see ya. Let me see ya. Boop, boop.
Hey, it's
Oh,
Sunday fun
it did
day.
work? Okay. Hey, hey.
Hey,
What's
hey,
happening?
Emily. Hey, y'all.
And we got Coral in the chat. Coral, the
Yes.
Sag of all
Pew, pew,
Sages.
pew.
She represents for us. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my goodness, girl. It is Sunday, November the 26th, 2023. Tina Turner, happy birthday, Queen. We are officially in Sag season. Welcome to the Zodiac Chat Line. I am your host today, and as always, I have Cassie with me. Girl, I see you survived Scorpio season.
Barely by the skin of my
Same.
claws.
Girl,
Um,
girl, Scorpio season said take no prisoners.
it was a
And
mess
all the prisoners.
out there. It was a mess out there. I mean, it really was. It was rough. Like
It
the of course.
was it was like, to me, the epitome of what Scorpio season.
Yes, absolutely. Like the whole conflict in the Middle East is so old school, deep, dark. I mean, religious, old grudge, these horrible, like, stuff getting unearthed that's just like years and years and years and centuries of history to unpack. And so dark and grim and just like, holy fucking shit, Scorpio season. Like,
It was
just very broody. Yes, Coral, indeed. Just
that
broody
new
and moody.
and
Like,
and all of and the other end of Scorpio season was that, our theme was secrets and how much was exposed.
revealed.
Like, exposed.
Mm-hmm.
We all know a certain Scorpio music producer who had to pay money for past regressions.
To my
Um,
beautiful namesake, a Virgo
yes,
queen.
we love her. We love her. And we stand by you, girl. We support you
Mm-hmm.
because
He did
uh-uh.
that shit. Sorry. I
It
don't mean to
was
defame anybody. I don't have any firsthand knowledge of that, but
it, no, exactly. And the other part, I think, Scorpio season was like, people don't give a fuck about celebrities like that anymore.
yeah.
Like, it
Mm-hmm.
really, you take away the fame and the big name and you realize they're just another fucked up
Yeah.
person that did some fucked up
Yeah.
shit to somebody else. And like,
Mm-hmm.
I love also that towards the end of Scorpio season, a lot of there's heavy boycotts for the
Mm-hmm.
conflict,
Mm-hmm.
as well as you and I did talk about the past 4 days with this conflict, that there has been a truce, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
ceasefire for now. And it was
Which
very
literally
interesting.
happened the day the sun moved into Sag. The minute Scorpio season was over, people were like, maybe we can quash
Right.
this beef. Like,
Right.
maybe we can quash this beef for like a minute. A hot, like just a little
But it
second.
was conveniently right around the holiday-ish season, whatever you will. And like, I know that there has been quite a few people who aren't really feeling Thanksgiving and like celebrating, genocide.
Right.
Um, and
Shall we
also
not?
the whole Black Friday, people just being like, ain't nobody trying to spend no money like that. We trying to just survive.
Dude, I loved seeing, here in Metro Detroit, one of the biggest shopping malls is Somerset, and there were huge pro-Palestinian protests all around
Um,
Somerset Mall on Black
yes.
Friday. People are like, we have not forgotten. Just because you want us to spend the day shopping, we have not forgotten what is happening in the world. And this is just really an event that has rippled through the entire global community. And I know I was telling you, I dove into a bit of Benjamin Netanyahu's, you know, history as the leader of Israel, and then Hamas's leadership, you know, alleged leadership in Palestine. And it's very interesting because both those groups came to power right around the time Pluto went into Capricorn. Hamas really solidified their power in Palestine in 2007, and Benjamin Netanyahu's current term started in 2009. But like, just such unpopular leaders in both of their respective countries. And I am going to be very interested to see where they are once we're fully into the Pluto and Aquarius era.
Because Pluto and Capricorn, count your days, bruh.
Yeah.
Count your days. You about to be gone out this mud come January 20th, 2024. Peace out. Because guess what? The sun and Pluto about to move in Aquarius on 0 degrees. So you got to go. Now, I will say this. There is going to be a little backpedal, of course, because why not just make sure that we remember so we don't forget, right?
Exactly.
But count your days, bruh. You
because we're counting. Out of here.
You're right. You're going to get up on out. It ain't your time no more. Right. But I really would appreciate the younger generations, which I have found that for them, because you and I grew up when like the internet and technology was there, but it was so new, it wasn't anything like it is today. What your kids have, any of that, like to them, if they can't Google it, they don't think it's real. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't exist if I can't Google it, not knowing that like Google didn't exist before. Like it was just, Google was just born like a couple of years ago.
That actually wasn't even a word a while ago.
Exactly. So I really appreciate the younger generation vibing with the Aquarius energy of like, it's either all of us or none of us, bruh. And they ride hard for they ride hard for they set. I'm telling you, boy, they in it.
Yeah.
Like it's a they, and if you can't get that right, you're the problem.
Right.
They're like, hold up, you can't convince me that the Bible, that a book is gonna tell me how to live my life. Like they serious about it, and I love that they stand. Oh yeah, Chris is so right. Ask Jesus, Lord Jesus, bro, you gonna tell everybody our age. The other kids are like, ask Jesus. I doubt it. Yes. Okay, girl. Hello, scurvy.
Right.
Well, I just overall want to say, one, take a moment for the queen of all queens, Tina Turner. It is her birthday today. We will do celebrity check-in later, but I just need to give that queen a big old shout out because for me, she was what I needed. I love me some anime Bullock, okay? And I like Tina Turner, but you know, just man, her rawness. I don't care what y'all say. Angela Bassett should have won an Oscar for that because she played the hell out of that role. But I just want to give a big shout out to Tina Turner. And before we get started, all the Sages, if your birthday's coming up, I'm an Aquarius. I love me some Sag energy. I got that in my chart. But me and my Sages, we locked in. They already know. Okay, no, two people be talking mo shit and don't have no fucking filters. Anyways.
Gotta send love to the Sagittarius father of my children. He's not watching this, but he's upstairs. Maybe he'll hear me say, I love you.
We love him too. He wasn't a non-problematic Sag man, but anyway.
And of course, Coral. I know you shouted her out before we officially started the show, but our new moon in Sag queen this year.
Yes.
Doing Coral, her damn thing.
Double-digit birthday date, but I won't say it. She can say it in the chat if she wants to. I won't tell everybody your business. But we want y'all to send Coral extra love on her birthday because she deserves it, and she is our amazing third throuple. So we love you, girl. You need to get your full chart. I might be ready for the show. Come on, girl.
Yes.
You already know. Look at her. Okay, so Coral put it out there, y'all. She's a 12-12. That's when the new moon is going to be. We'll talk about that a little bit later because we hit everything. I mean, the sun moved into Sag. We have Mars in Sag. We do have a full moon in Gemini tomorrow. Venus is going to be in Scorpio, Mercury, Capricorn this week. So we have a lot going on, but we'll talk about that later too.
We'll break it down. Yeah. We'll break it down after we have our Sagittarius season conversation with our amazing guests.
So I'm geeked because I love both of these people. They are some of my favorite energies that I encounter on a regular basis. Up first, we have the fabulous queen of everything to me, even though she doesn't know how to say that. She is an all-around Jane of all trades. Erica is a mom, a fitness lady, and if you follow her on her social media, it is amazing. She is just an all-around everything. And I've been fortunate enough to become friends with her and get to know her in the past year, and that is my homie. And then our other guest has been one of my best friends for well over a decade. Yes, a decade. And she is an all-around creative. Hello, Erica is here. All-around creative energy. She is been a very spiritual connection for me because that is the homie. And we have Sunny that just joined us. So, ladies, welcome. Thank you so
Welcome.
much.
No, never wait. Always join immediately because you never know how long it's going to take. Tanae's just prepared. We've had so many technical difficulties that she can talk. She can do your intro for 45 minutes if she needs to, if that's how long the connection takes.
You are, y'all know I can talk. Well, I mean, I talk to you guys often. So actually, every single one of you I actually talk to on the phone, which you guys understand how good that is for me. But anyways, we would like to welcome Erica, who is a Sagittarius sun, Scorpio moon, Virgo rising. Wave to the see the Virgo rising face. And then we have Sunny, who is a Sag sun, Leo moon, Gemini rising. We see the little, impish charm on Sunny's face. So thank you both for joining us. I will say that their birthdays are a day apart, and they are like special in my heart always. Anyways, we want to welcome you to the show. We are talking about freedom, which I'm sure for both of you, it has been experienced in a very different way. So we're just going to go over definition of freedom really quickly. The power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. The power or right to do or say what you want without anyone stopping you. The state of being able to move easily and permission to use something without limits. There are more extensive ones, but those are a good summary for the Sagittarius is what I know. So we're going to dive right in. And Sunny, you get the first question because it's my show. What was your first experience with freedom?
It's a good one. Thought about this for a little bit earlier, and like it definitely wasn't my first experience of freedom, but when I exercised the most amount of freedom was when I first moved, which was to Atlanta, Georgia, where I met you, of course. But yeah, I mean, and it's been, it's been endless since then, really. I've lived in now 5 different states, 6 different cities. Before logging into this, I was looking at places in Utah and also Boulder Creek, California, just to see what the rent's like, could be a better scene. But yeah, I think for me, it's just kind of, boundless of where I can move, how I can adapt, how I can grow, all that.
Okay. Erica?
Okay. May sound weird. I would say driving. When I learned how to drive, it's just pure freedom, especially with no parents and kids and stuff. Just driving an open road, and that was my first experience, and I was like, oh, everything has to be like this.
Yes.
Do what you want.
Yeah. Go where I want, do what I want. I can there's no limit.
Heck yeah.
Yes, it.
I think when I went to college, so sadly I did not get my driver's license till just before I went to college because I failed my road test a couple times. Didn't get that little taste of freedom. But yeah, I moved into the dorms, and I just remember being there and being like, nobody's like gonna fucking check up on me. Nobody knows if I come in at 10 p.m. or 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. or not at all. And I went to school in downtown Detroit, so I could just like kind of walk around with anonymity and like be in a big, you know, the campus is right embedded in the city, so it's like it was very powerful. I was no longer attached to any of who I'd been my entire childhood. You know, it was great, and I was a completely different person the first semester. You know, at school, it's just like, all right, this is me now. What about you, Tanae?
You know, this was really difficult for me because I think my first experience with freedom wasn't my choice. And it would be when my mom passed away, because that was like an immediate, like my mom was a protective, strict mother, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really sheltered as a kid, and so like the amount of freedom that kind of came without preparation was uncomfortable, but it was, I think, highly necessary. But I think that's when I would say, like, when my mom passed away, I was like, well, I don't have to answer to anybody at this point. Like, I kind of had to answer to my grandma, but even then my grandma was like, I mean, you grown enough.
Right.
Enough.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, so flip side of the, you know, our joyous experiences of freedom, what hinders you? I guess Erica, pass it to you with this one.
I would say my quality of being inconsistent.
I like how you spun it.
Yeah, I'm inconsistent. So sometimes that does hinder me a lot, but you know.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's a big one.
Okay.
Sunny.
Oh. My answer is very similar. It's the, you know, feeling of impermanence. Not locking down. While that's fun, you know, you're always missing something or someone.
Okay.
That's so interesting, because like both of those answers I feel like are very resonant of Sagittarius energy. I mean, Sagittarius is a mutable sign. One of their great qualities is they're adaptable and versatile and can do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But I never thought about that as being something that could hold you back, because it might make it harder to commit to something fully.
Never
Or
give 100% to anything.
Never.
No.
First of all, I hate how you both feel like, well, look at that mirror. I like that. Okay. Well, on the flip side of the air energy, mine is overthinking and procrastination. And that is my own shit.
I don't know what hinders me. I don't know as though I am really hindered. I feel pretty free in my life to act. I think what is probably my biggest hindrance is a love of comfort. Because I have a comfortable life, and I love it. I love being secure, but it makes it feel very dicey to take big chances.
And good one.
At this point in my life, 2 kids, a job I pretty much like, it's like, what big chances am I trying to take? You know what I'm saying? It's like, if I'm 85% on board with the job, how many other jobs are going to get me to that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
No, that's true.
That's true.
But like, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I like to think that I still would go if there was something I was like immediately like, oh, I just have to do this one thing, that I'd still do it. But I love my little comfortable life, so I'm not out here necessarily looking for changing it up a lot. Oh.
Let's ask your Sagittarius husband.
Let's not. Don't ask him.
Okay, Sunny, it's your turn again. Go like this.
Huh?
Lean towards the left. There you go.
Or am I
Hey.
like out of the screen?
Yes, there we go. Hey. Okay. When were you your freest? Like freest self. When were you your freest self?
Like so many answers.
What? Girl,
Most
I
of them are
know.
completely inappropriate.
This, so we do not upload this as kid safe.
I
No,
mean,
So
I
this
this is
is
live
a
next to
free
definitely
the
zone.
ocean. Like, who doesn't strip off all their clothes when the moon is full and get in the ocean? You know, like, what better feeling?
you're on the right show.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I would say it would have to do more with traveling and being in nature. Even hiking is something that I really enjoy doing. Just kind of being out where it's quiet or not necessarily quiet, but there's other sounds and it's peaceful. And for me, that's like true freedom. It's
Mm,
meditative in a way.
mm.
Yeah, I would say the same for me. When I'm working out,
Yeah.
definitely outside. When I'm walking, I need to go take a walk. Just silence.
Gotta burn out
Let
that fire
just letting
energy.
the mind cool
No,
off
right?
a little bit because
Yeah,
it's always going really fast.
yeah.
And like the ADD stuff is just too many thoughts at once.
Right, right.
I gotta get outside and talk to a tree.
Exactly. And the tree talk back, and it'd be so
And it
amazing.
feels good.
Yeah, with a little adult treat. Me and the tree have a conversation.
Oh.
Okay, well, Cassandra Hart, yes, girl, Home Alone in the nude. That's when you feel the freest, girl. I hear you. I hear you, sister. Let them hang.
Perfect.
What about you, Cassie?
I think I traveling. I think I felt my freest in new places. Especially like I love going to a new city and taking a walk there. Like just like picking, I'll usually do an L. Like I'll go straight for a while in one direction, do one turn so that I know I can go back and not get myself lost. But I love that. Like I remember when I started grad school and I was in Pittsburgh and I'm just like, I don't know anything about this city and nobody knows me. And you can just like put in your headphones and look around and like and all over the world or whatever, it's the same. So I love that. What about you today?
I will
Kitty's
correct
out in the
myself.
house.
I know, right? Girl, no. Although that is a freeing when I'm like, not putting a bra on today.
Right. That
I be
part.
quick, or I'll be at work and be like, oh, I can't wait to get home to the bra. Like, if you know, and if you don't really care. That means you got a t-shirt on. You wear a cami. Okay, but let me correct myself because Cassandra Hart, the nude, as she said, likes being in the nude. I took this question a different way, and for me, the freest I've ever been is right now in my life. I am very openly, I am very openly myself. I'm very out. I'm very able to just be my masculine and feminine, masculine self whenever I feel like it. Very openly queer. Like there's nothing about that. And free as in like I'm financially taking care of myself. You know what I mean? Like I'm just able to like do what I want to do, like do anything. I want to go do that, I'm gonna do it. Like I went and spent money on candles yesterday. Why? Because I fucking could. So like, that is like being able to like live the life I want to live, and like it's just now able to be out and open, even though there are rules and regulations in some other places that I don't want to go. To me, I'm out. I'm free.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah.
a good one. I have to say the same for me as I'm getting, a little bit younger. I just feel, just this is who it is. Ain't no
You
changing
better
now.
stand on business on that, girl.
Right.
And this Scorpio season and moving into like the North Node being in Aries, I feel like it's really good. There were a lot of lessons around authenticity And to me, like, it's a time in my life where I am myself, and you're going to
Mm-hmm.
get what you get. And I really am not interested in inauthentic people
Right.
being in my
It is
space. I don't really have time for that.
so difficult to manage people who are not authentically themselves, like to
Oh,
manage the same spaces, because like, especially if you know, you're like looking at them going, bruh, I know this really ain't you, but like, is this what you're doing? Because like,
right.
okay, just
Oh, I just had deja vu. Yep.
I'm just saying, because
Now I
you
know where
already
this came
know.
from.
Like, what do you, wait,
Right.
who is this person? Girl, peel back that layer and tell the truth.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, and that's how you, I feel like, attract the right tribe and attract the people that you're supposed to be around, and your gifts and your blessings is like, when you're not yourself, you're attracting things that really don't align with you, and then you're like, well, I don't like you again. It's like, because you're around some fucked up shit, you know,
Yeah.
like,
Whose
get this
blessings are you
together so you
even
can get this
getting?
together. Like
Right?
Cat Williams, be in tune with your star player. Okay.
That's right.
All right,
Um,
Cassie.
okay, so some of the definitions we didn't read of freedom, a lot of them deal with governments and like being, free from an oppressive government or a tyrannical, leader or whatever. And so I'm curious, if you could design a society from scratch, like what would it be like? Like what, would it be, how big would it be? What kind of rules would you have? How could you live if none of this existed and you could just dictate it from the rip?
Hmm.
Do you want to go first? Like maybe we can go first because it might give them a minute to think about it.
Sure. Do
Yeah.
you have a ready a locked and loaded answer for this, Tanae? Otherwise, I'll launch into my
I don't, but
thoughts.
I can wing it. So
Go for it.
okay. So I think the biggest thing that I could tell, because you were talking about size, like I think I more can understand how I want it to feel. And I want it to feel very community based. I want it to feel very interdependent, but like also community dependent. I want it to feel very youthful and very sustainable. I think for me, I want it to be like it's ever evolving. Like you're allowed to just be who you want to be in that moment, in that society. As far as like governmental or like kind of like hierarchies, it's like families should be able to be, deciding like how the community lives, each family, because every family has different needs, but being able to balance out, because you're never going to please everybody all the time, but finding the best way for the community to thrive and sustain within themselves. And so for me, it's really community based. Even like, I was talking to a friend earlier who tells me how expensive daycare is. I have no children. I don't know about them struggles, but I heard like it's pricey. So just learning about being able to have community, like when I was younger, everybody was watching you, and just different things like that. And instead of us being so self-centered and worry about having the biggest house and the most this and the most that, it's like if everybody can have whatever size, but as long as the community is still good, like nobody should ever be hungry, nobody should ever be homeless. That's what I'm saying. Okay, that's all I'm saying, because I can go on all day.
I think, yeah, I'm mostly in agreement with you there. And I've always thought that, you know, large scale societies like we have, here in the United States, we've got this huge country, 400 million people, a wide variety of backgrounds. Like it's a recipe for a lot of redundancies, a lot of unhappy people, and like in some ways, like trying to make everybody fit into a mold, like that many people fit into a mold, I just think is not really a logical thing. So to me, I think societies makes more sense in smaller scales and being connected, but also fundamentally governing themselves. I would be, inclined to have a council of grandmas in my society, like, you know, who's maybe our elder grandma leaders that, you know, we have to go to them and pitch any like major
Ancestors
changes.
be knowing.
And they have to
Ancestors and the elders be
approve.
knowing. Yeah.
And then also we have to run it by the kids because they're the ones who are probably going to have to deal with the consequences of it. Like, you know, familial involvement, essentially, like what you're talking about, intergenerational work.
Mm-hmm. All right, ladies, you've had your chance. Erica, you get to go first.
Oh
Because Cassie
God.
asked the question.
I mean, I think a mixture of both you guys would be something ideal for me. Just, you know, community based, no hardcore rules, you know, just the basics. Don't kill people, you know, don't be snatching the babies and stuff like that. But like just be free like animals, but you know, without the killing and stuff. So just I do my own thing, you over here do your own thing, no judging, just let me be. We live off the land, you know, we can share. Hey, you know, just yeah, just
Mm-hmm.
chill.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely living off the land and also just letting people do whatever they want to do, you know, like within reason, right? Like,
Mm.
but I think that there's a lot of problems in society putting people in a box that they don't belong in, you know. And it's like people should share skills more, should learn more trades, more things to do to be self-sufficient on our own. You can rely on your neighbor if you need to, but also like leave me alone in my little cabin in the woods. You know, stay
Right.
out of business.
Yeah. Just don't talk to me.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm here if you need
yeah,
me, but like
you
leave
can
me alone.
knock. But like,
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't come
Send me a
knocking on my
pigeon.
door.
Send
Don't
me a
come knocking
pigeon
on
and
the
let me know
door.
if you need something.
Yeah, you send me that smoke signal first and I'll decide what I want to do.
Right.
Oh boy. Okay, so we have time for one more question.
Tanae, what direction are
I
you
know.
gonna go?
I'm like, should I get deep or should I just be like, yeah, I like both of y'all like bitch, we ain't trying to get deep on this. Okay. All right. I'm not.
Just do it. Do it, girl. Just do
Okay.
it. What?
All right, we gonna do it then. You said it.
Come
Here we
on.
go.
Come on, do it.
Where are you feeling restricted?
These kids. It's a good question. I'm glad you asked that.
I'm glad you asked me to ask it because I so, but since you said it.
um, actually, I'm done right now. I currently don't,
That's what I
which is
was gonna say.
because
I'm like, I really don't feel
I
restricted by
don't
anything.
because I've eliminated a lot of things and a lot of things I don't give a shit about anymore, and I've set boundaries, so I don't feel restricted because I'm at the point of like, as soon as I get the tiniest bit of tightness, time out is we need to have a discussion with some things.
Oh,
But yeah, I don't. That's you know, and that's rough for me.
I am. Listen, friend. All right.
Yes, right. So I'm doing good.
All right. Well, Sonny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling the same. I feel like I said before, you know, it's boundless where I can go in life. So why would I feel restricted by anything, you know? There's setbacks, you know, there's certain roadblocks, you know, my life it's been a little up and down, but those things aren't necessarily restricting. They're lessons to be learned and, you know, just a little challenge.
I think so too. Mindset, like the way you view it is, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like if you view it as restriction, then it could be more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Damn, now you're gonna
how
make me feel bad about my
no,
answer, but it's cool.
no,
Okay, go ahead.
no,
Uh-oh.
I'm not.
I'm
No,
joking.
no,
I'm
I'm
joking.
just
I'm
saying,
joking.
like
I'm
it's
joking.
just thinking more and more like, you know, once you become aware of things, it's like, you know, is this a lesson? Is this a task? Is this a like it's not always as what it seems. So
Okay.
that's all.
I like that too, that thinking of, and it's, to me, it reminds me of writing in some ways, where it's like, you know, like a sonnet has to be a certain amount of lines and whatever. It's got to rhyme in a certain way. And it's like, that can feel, stuff like those kind of rules can feel restricting. But I also find there's a certain freedom in having some of that like carved out, right? And then it's like, well, what can I do within this? You know, now I've got these restrictions there, whatever, that have been placed on me, but like, what am I still able to do within this that allows me to be me, you know? And I'm a rule-y type person, to be honest with you. I sort of like structuring rules. I'm not a Sagittarius. I don't have any Sagittarius placements. So like, that's just me.
She in line.
But I also, I like tend to find setbacks as like challenges, and you know, can this be turned into an opportunity or something, or like, because usually I've lived enough life now to know that a lot of times the thing that is a setback 4 or 5 years later, you'll realize was the thing that set you on a much better course than what you thought you were on anyway. And I'm with you guys. I don't really feel, other than the children, I love them, but they are, they're always there and need snacks, and like that can be a lot sometimes, but like beyond that, pretty, you know, just waiting for the end times, doing my little spreadsheets and seeing where it all shakes out.
Janae? I think the only place that I'm feeling restricted is in the current employment that I have, due to it being just the way it is set up, because it is a very corporate environment, and there are certain like things that go on within that space, but I don't feel trapped. And I think that is a difference in like feeling restricted is like, okay, I can only go so far. Like that's what restriction feels like to me. Like, okay, there's a limit to how far this is. So I'm restricted in like really expanding, but I don't feel trapped. Like I'm stuck here, you know? And I feel like that is making me feel a little bit better about like where the restriction is and being able to, like you said, find outside of that. Other than that, in my regular life, the only restrictions is me not overeating. No, I'm just kidding.
That's hard.
Because I love food. Do you hear me?
So hard.
Listen, it's hibernation season, baby. We need to be packing on.
I know,
the
but I can't. No. I mean, I want to put on that winter coat, but summer bodies are made in the wintertime. So I'm just saying, like,
I know. Yeah.
Not yet.
Say it like that.
January. Not yet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let us get through Sagittarius season.
Let me
in peace.
My way through the
I'm
season.
I'm about to party my face off during Sagittarius season. I'm ready. So, you know, holla at your homie, because let's do this.
Yeah.
Because I have my Venus in Sag, so I'm ready. Feel me? Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Don't all jump on that at once. Anyway. All right, ladies. Is there anything you guys want to promote yourselves, or do you want to tell people to leave you alone in your little cabin in the forest? It's up to you. Sunny?
I'd like to promote gratitude. More of it. More accountability. Please, more gentleness. Everybody be gentle to yourselves.
And each other's.
Yes.
Okay, that's what. So don't find her, she'll find you.
Oh.
Okay. I mean, if you want to, you can.
Hi, I'm Sunny. No, that's okay.
Okay, yep. Don't find her, she'll find you. All right, Erica, holla at the folks. What you want them to know?
I mean, yeah, you can follow me. I post every now and then, inconsistently. I'm consistently inconsistently.
But her TikToks with her, oh my God, hilarious. Yeah, funny. And that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not even gonna say it. If you follow her, you'll know. Okay, well, don't follow either, you know, whatever.
I mean,
thank you so much for coming on. I want to wish you both the happiest of solar returns coming up in the next week or so. I will not tell them when unless you want to share. But, you know, people love cash apps on their birthday, so I highly recommend letting people know.
Yeah, you look.
Sure
That's
do.
when you can follow me. You can follow me on
Send
there.
you be like, hey, hit my cash app.
Yeah,
So I'm just saying, or
you
Zelle,
can.
I'll
Venmo, whatever y'all. I'm just
take
saying.
cash or snacks. Cash
Listen,
or snacks are mine.
No, I don't need no more snacks. Just
she
cash
said,
out
I don't need
me.
no more snacks.
Right,
Give me the
look,
cash. Give me the cash.
cash out
She said,
on the 8th.
hit that cash out.
Hit me
All
up.
right, so, but you guys have a great rest of your sad season. Thank you once again.
Yes,
This was as fun as I
Thank
thought it was going to
you.
be. I'm going to slowly
blessings
remove
to you
you from
both. Thank
here.
you
Remove
so
us.
much.
That's how I kick you out. Okay.
Rude.
Girl.
Bye.
Again, me.
I
Me.
love it. Thank you guys so yes, looking gorgeous.
Oh my God. That
So
was
fun.
as hilarious as I thought it would
Yes. So love some spicy Sagittarius queens. So before we check in with our Sag
be. Oh, for
celebs,
sure.
let's do a quick rundown of the season. So Sagittarius season officially began on the 22nd of November.
Yes.
Mars
11/22.
has
Mars.
since gone into Sag. What else we got
2
going
days
on?
later. And Mars, okay, so Mars went into Sag. We still have the lovely Venus in her home sign of Libra, enjoying it there until she moves into Scorpio next week. So,
Oh, does that happen next week? Oh, I didn't
yeah,
get that one down. Oh, yep.
yeah, because we are right at the end. We
Well,
like, you know, all of our seasons are starting so much later. And then Mars is Mercury is still in Sagittarius. It will move into Capricorn as well by the end of this week. And subsequently, we will see a Mercury retrograde in Capricorn in a couple weeks, but we'll talk about that at our next one. We still have Jupiter and Uranus both in Taurus and both retrograde. Saturn is in Pisces, and we have Neptune retrograde in Pisces, but it will be going direct by the end of next week. So that we really will still only have 3 planets by then. And then we got Pluto still in Capricorn for now.
Dragging its feet. And as you mentioned, tomorrow we have a full moon in Gemini. I think this is gonna be a fun full moon. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, you know, I feel like it's a pre-party full moon. Like, you know, Gemini and Sagittarius, if they are not good for anything else, they good for a party. They are definitely good folks to have at your party for different reasons.
Yes.
But I think for the Gemini full moon, have fun, be a
Yeah.
kid again. Writing is always good. Communication is good. Gemini does rule the 3rd house. Siblings, short distances, you know. I think it's going to be a cute full moon.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of Sag energy. Yeah, it's opposing it, but it's not, it doesn't feel as tumultuous as like the Taurus Scorpio, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, not as emotional as next season's Capricorn Cancer moon axis.
Girl.
And then we got the new moon in Sag on December 12th. 12/12. Coral's
I think that
birthday.
is going to be a stunning new moon. I think if you're into numbers, I think having it on the double-digit day is just really powerful. It is towards the end of course, the Sagittarius energy because it does, we move into Capricorn towards the 21st. But I think this is going to be fun. I mean, we're going to have the sun. We're going to have the sun and the Mercury and Mars will be in there, but Mercury will go retrograde the next day. But I think it's going to be a really fun new moon, and a good one before the rest of the year.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's the months of December, you know, once we get into Capricorn season, into December and January, and really through till the start of Aquarius season, we have a lot of energy to kind of work out and stuff that needs to get got through. And the end of the autumn and beginning of winter, I think, is just always a hard time of year. There's a lot that's attendant to the holiday season. That's very emotionally fraught for most people. It's dark. I mean, thank God for Sagittarius season, really, because if like the vibes of Sagittarius season weren't so spicy this time of year, you'd just be so incredibly fucking depressed because it gets dark at 5:15 at night and like it's just woeful.
Why is it pitch black and I haven't even had lunch yet?
Like, but it's we have a little injection of energy before we get into the like reflective work that happens in Capricorn season and the like resetting and the goal and the, you know, the very serious minded, like taking stock of things and deciding what I'm going to do and focus on next year. I mean, yeah, have fun this Sagittarius season. It's the energy is there.
It's usually
to
holiday parties and everything like that. And like, you know, end of the year catch ups and, you know, all that stuff. Yeah. So enjoy. But, you know, Capricorn season ain't far behind. But anywho, you ready for these celebrities? Because
I am.
You know, yes. I am way too psyched. Okay, so I want you to go first.
Sure. Okay. So my first Sag I'd like to check in with is, you know, I love her because she's an original Scream queen. She also describes herself quite accurately as the OG Nepo baby. I'm speaking of Jamie Lee Curtis, whose parents were Janet Leigh and Tony Lee Curtis, extremely super famous people. But she's a badass, and she's, you know, had her own career way separate of them. And, you know, like lots of people who grew up with famous people as parents, went through some fucked up shit as a child as a result of that. But she's so real in every interview. She just like lays it all bare. She's been sober for 20 years. She watched addiction really harm, like especially her father. Her brother died of an overdose. And she was like, nope, it's ruined too many people around me. I'm not going to do it. And that's one thing about a Sagittarius. My husband is that way. If you tell him he's gonna do something or he can't do something, sure, there's no sure way to make sure he'll do the exact opposite.
Light the whole fucking shit.
Nope,
okay,
I absolutely will not do that. And yeah, I really enjoyed her in Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I love the Halloween series. I'm a big horror movie fan, so yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis.
All right. All I remember is A Fish Called Wanda and Freaky Friday.
Oh, but classics, True Lies. So many. Damn, like, yeah.
Okay, so my first one. This woman is an actress, a singer, a songwriter, a choreographer. If you have never seen the music video Faded, you are missing out because I could watch it over and again. And she's a style icon, and she was just starring in a Sundance movie that is now playing called 1001, Tiana Taylor. And, you know, she has recently publicly split from her husband. She is a mom of 2 kids. She was also a winner on Masked Singer, one of my guilty pleasure. Yes, girl. As soon as I was like, girl, I know. And she won. And, you know, that's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I also am a Masked Singer guilty pleasure. Yeah. Like,
so always, I'm like, is that who that is? Like, every time. But that was pretty impressive. And I think she was underrated for a very long time in the R&B and the hip hop. And now she is becoming like, in her own. She's just 32, by the way. Right. Which feels like she's just been in the game for so long. But I admire everything that she's done. I cannot wait to see her really blow up. I feel like now she is just coming into her own because she is no longer attached to her partner, because she's able to flourish and not have that type of energy around her. And it was kind of like, my understanding is jealous energy. Like, and I just find it very odd to be jealous of your partner. Like, you should always want them to be successful, even if they're more successful than you. And like, sometimes people's egos can't handle that. So yeah, but good on you, girl. 'Cause You rocking it. Keep doing it. I'm gonna follow your career forever.
Hell yeah. And when we were, you know, I mean, again, like Sagittarians are just not, they're not going to dull their shine
They should no.
for your ego.
That's
no
the
one
worst.
should,
But to
they
watch a Sag dull their
definitely won't.
But to watch a Sag dull their shine is like
Yeah,
depressing because
it's
you're
super
like,
sad
ooh.
because it's
Yeah.
obvious because it goes so deeply against the grain of who they are.
Exactly.
Like they're just not going to.
Mm-hmm.
So my next is a pair of problematic queens that I nonetheless love. Nicki Minaj and Taylor Swift. Okay, I know. All right, you guys, I know the things that are like wrong with both of them. I am aware. But I still love them both. I do. I don't stand Taylor Swift's music so much. I like
You're not a Swiftie?
No, I like enough of it. But I more so like that she pettily is re-recording all of her masters and basically turning the music industry on its head. Like she is fully freaking out labels left and right. The whole Taylor's version thing, like they are doing everything they can in their power to rewrite their standard contracts in order to avoid that exact same thing happening, which so I love that. Light it on fire, Taylor. Do that because the shit is fucked up.
Yeah.
And Nicki, you know, I've talked to you extensively about this because I think a lot about female rappers, and you know, she will never not be one of the greatest rappers of all time. She has bars for like she's the manufacturer of Xanax. It's crazy. She has so many bars, you guys. But I know she's problematic as fuck. Like, and that's one thing also about a Sagittarius is occasionally now and then, like, they'll be problematic and you're still gonna love them because they're still fucking great, you know? So that's
so
that.
clearly that was Cassie's. But you know what? I ain't mad at it because we all know Cassie was a female rapper in her past life.
Or in my blackout drunk life in the early 2010s. Please don't judge me.
Which could all be the same thing.
Right. Okay. I was a fully different person then.
Listen, I love to see you through it as a friend. So this next person, honestly, just came on my radar a couple years ago, even though they've been around longer than me. But they are a journalist, a broadcaster, a breast cancer survivor, a queer woman who just married her wife, born in Alabama, raised in Mississippi. She hosts a show on Disney Plus, and I've watched this, and I've watched both seasons. I've highly recommended it. It's called Turning the Tables with Robin Roberts. And I adore this woman. I would read her. I need to read her autobiography if she's written one. She's a great interviewer. If you have never, ever seen her, if you have Disney Plus, I mean, I know we're both kind of arrogant, but I'm just saying, Turning the Tables is amazing. She takes 3 different women. Usually they're all famous, but they could be just from different backgrounds, whether it be, one was like she was like a phenom surfer, I think, and like an older actress and stuff. It just all mixed together, and they have all of these lovely conversations. And it's just so good. I think Jamie Lee Curtis was on one episode. But I love Robin Roberts. She is also helping her wife go through, I think her wife was going through breast cancer as well. But she is just the epitome of watching a Black woman be in front of a camera and be a journalist like that is always a plus. So Robin Roberts, we love you.
Hell yeah. I don't know if we did we talk about her on our production call?
No, I switched her for somebody else.
Okay, because I stan Robin Roberts, and she's somebody who, if you think back on it, back at the late 90s, I guess, probably was when she was starting her career, 90s and into the 2000s. Like, she was never, you know, like, she wasn't like the face of being a lesbian or anything like that, but she also was not a lesbian back then. You know what I mean? Like, she has always been her authentic kind of, you know, like, non-traditional, like, femininity, female athlete vibe.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
But so, like, such a skilled journalist, and so cool and seemed like herself, So I love that. Fucking
Yeah.
Robin Roberts, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's
Um,
I was like, look, I was like, no, she's got to be on here because that, like,
yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome. So my last celeb before our queen, who we talk about, is Eugene Levy. I love Schitt's Creek. I, of course, love, his many appearances in all of our favorite 80s and 90s classics. I enjoyed the Apple Plus series they did called Reluctant Traveler with him, because he's apparently very, kind of set in his ways and awkward and anxious about traveling. So they send him to a lot of weird places. And I will admit that one thing that's a little bit galling is to be like, okay, really, you're annoyed you're getting sent to like Milan or whatever. But he would always end up like having really interesting experiences with the locals and just finding it was very heartwarming and cute. And he seems like a really nice man. And he's been married to his wife for a long time, and they like raised their kids, and now they're successful people too. And he's cool. I'm into him.
I love it. Okay, so wait, do I talk about that, or do I talk about one more, or I talk about who I talk about, right?
The queen of our lives.
Okay.
Yes.
As Cassie said, the queen of our lives, the woman that has my whole heart. I mean, like, Janet, you're there, but like this person, they, not the woman, they have my entire being and heart. I saw them, they just went on tour, and they just released an album called The Age of Pleasure. And they are always thinking outside the box, shooting for the stars, the most creative, the one, the only, the fabulosity of Janelle Monáe. I saw her live, and I will pay every single time to see her perform live. The authenticity that she showed with this album, and being very freely her openly queer self and non-binary self, is just amazing. And the female empowerment that she promotes is everything I stand for. Actress, she's been in like Oscar-winning movies. Like, everything. There's everything about her, whatever. And she's like my height. So if you're ever back down here again, girl, I mean, Janelle, it'll play. Okay.
I mean, and a Sag and Aquarius is an iconic combination. I mean, come on. Janelle, she's incredible. She's so ahead of her time, and has been for like 15 years now, 20 years, however long she's been on the scene, and continues to evolve in surprising ways. And The Age of Pleasure is just such a good record, and it's so free. It's so free and like so
motherfuckers.
So grown and sexy, but like still young and cool, and it's amazing. Like, yeah,
exactly. Like, it's if you enjoy music, you will enjoy this, and you don't have to enjoy a particular genre. I like the vibe and the energy that the music gives off.
She embodies that quality that is so Sagittarian of being hard to categorize. Like, it is so hard. It's an impossible task to try to put Janelle Monáe in a box as an artist. And even style, just if you just consider her music catalog, trying to pin down her sound or style, like, you just can't. Yeah. She can do
their music has
so
been
much.
Their music has gone from
them pronouns.
Yes, see,
I'm so sorry.
All good. From like Electric Lady to Tightrope with Big Boy to Queen with Erykah Badu, like to a duet with Estelle. They have, like you said, expanded so wide, and then they have Wonderland Music, if you're not familiar, which has brought us other artists. Their they created for what was it, the one before the computer, an entire like the visuals that connected to their music, just amazing, amazing. And if you haven't seen Lipstick Lovers music video, I'm just saying, if she can, they can whatever, do everything, whatever. If you breathe, I would catch the fart. I'm just saying. So,
Janelle, we stand.
So yeah, if I see you guys, Coral and Cassandra Hart are in the chat going all the way live, and I love to see it. If you guys do have any questions,
Hey, Bobby. Hi.
We would love to answer them. But today, who are we gonna talk about?
So, in the spirit of reaching out to our youth fellows on TikTok, we received a request to do a big 3 breakdown from @CourtneyAlexaHair. And so we're going to talk about Courtney's big 3 and what's coming up in Sag season. So how these things might work together. So Courtney, are you ready? Gemini sun, Sagittarius moon, Capricorn rising. What do you think, Tanae?
So much to say. One, I would probably be homies with this person. Actually, our big 3s are quite complementary. In a lot of ways, with our elements being air, fire. Well, the only thing the rising, hers is earth, mine is water, but still very similar.
Connected earth and water in Capricorn Cancer.
I have always find it fascinating that people who have opposite moon and suns and how that really plays on them, because both are very dependent. Like, your Gemini sun is dependent, like that's a fun placement. A Sag moon is like a spicy placement, but I feel that it is it's hard to contain those emotions. Like those emotions seem very like all over the place. So there's no real stability, it looks like, in her chart. I can't tell what the rest of her chart is, but like that's a lot of mutable like energy all the time. I think the Capricorn rising probably makes her serious looking, and she is probably very more ambitious in other ways. I would think this person is super highly creative and has to work with their hands. But I think for the Sag season, she should just have fun. I think she should just have a lot of fun, because I feel like Gemini season was a little, but I think for the Sag season, I think this is going to be a good full moon for her. It may be quite reflective to see if she can learn how to balance out her moon energy with her sun energy.
Yeah. I agree with you that I always think it's very fascinating when people have opposing sun and moon signs, because it means they were born during the full moon. So that to me is interesting too. I think and we've talked about sister signs before, and to me the tension between a Gemini and a Sagittarius and that opposition is, between the truth and the, I don't know, like the need to get along with people and the need to be true to your individual truth, right? And I think also, in addition to the Gemini full moon being a fun time for her to let loose, the Sagittarius new moon could be very beneficial also, especially. We are big advocates of making intentions around the new moon. Usually that point in the moon cycle is a good time to like, okay, what am I going to initiate over the next few weeks? What are my goals? And for some people, I think this Sagittarius new moon may be a little tricky, because we are heading into a Mercury retrograde right after. So it may just be a little bit harder to like kind of formulate your thoughts. But for her having that Gemini sun, she's comfortable in mercurial energy. So sit with it, get your journal out, and on that new moon in Sagittarius on December 12th, really like think about not just what you want to manifest for the next month, but think about your next year, and maybe up until your next birthday coming up in, May, June, whenever it is. And like what would be the most fun for you? What would help you stay true to who you are on the inside? Because I bet with a Gemini sun and a Sagittarius moon, there's a lot of not saying the thing you're thinking. You know what I mean? Like the Sagittarius impulse to say that thing that's on your mind.
And then that Cap rising face says it all.
Right. And the Gemini sun is able to try and like mitigate it as it comes out, so it's not so intense. But that's a fun little combo.
I think, like you said, from the full moon in Gemini to the new moon in Sag, kind of navigate those couple of weeks, see what that is for you, and then come the full moon in Sag and the new moon in Gemini around your birthday, see what has happened. And those are good ways to progress. But yeah, I'm interested to see what you have to say about that, Courtney Alexa, if we kind of hit the nail on the head. It does also tell me that you're super enterprising. I feel like you either are self-employed or you are a hustle, like you do multiple things. But initially in my head, it's like something very creative, hands-on.
And that's somebody who's 100% uninterested in like following the corporate order. Like maybe you do that, but it's like, my guess is that's not your bag. And you're not trying to like climb the ladder at your like corporate job. Like you're figuring out how to be absolutely independent of all of those fools.
I love it.
Yes.
All right. Well, guys, we are about to get to the final countdown because we already know y'all love just to see the cards. That's why y'all be coming, I know. But we will see you in a couple weeks earlier than you think for Capricorn season, because all of the holidays tend to fall on a Sunday.
The holidays are encroaching on our shit, you guys. So
whatevs. You're going to get it when you get it, and you'll love it. But brought to you by Anna Stark, the Sacred Spirit reading cards. I like these cards. We've talked about these. These are pretty deep. So, but I think it gives me good Sag energy. So, Cassie, you tell me when I can stop shuffling, and I will take the top card because we like to do this
now.
Ooh, we have number 25, Living Light Energy. See the beauty in life.
Ooh.
That almost looks like a Christmas tree.
It does.
And it's also number 25. Look at that. All right. You guys can just meditate on this while I rant. Understanding that everything is energy, the air we breathe. Let me rephrase this. Living light energy. See the beauty in life. Spend time in nature. Interesting. Understanding that everything is energy, the air we breathe, the elements, emotions, sounds, animals, people, and our thoughts. All of this is energy. Living light energy is positively charged and full of physical life, radiating its permanence throughout the universe. Cosmic and earthly energy is all living light energy as it stems from the celestial light source. All of creation, the cosmic Big Bang, and its remnants make up the wonderful and beautiful collective of living light energy. It is pure energy that vibrates at its original blueprint. While energy is transformed, transmuted, and recycled across time, its living light energy hums in synchronicity with universal planning. All energy pulses in divine signature, with plants and animals also resonating with living light energy. The very state of their being, biologically unaltered, is an open receptacle to living light energy, with creation in all forms stemming from its divine beauty. Opening yourself to receiving loving light energy requires only an open heart that wishes to be balanced and harmonized with universal flow and the divine source of all that is, whole and complete. This energy awaits you to integrate and unify your heart into all love energy. Currently, you may have discovered or reignited a passion for crystals and gemstones, water gardens, walking or hiking in nature, and gardening. These beautiful energies are encouraging you to reconnect with living light energy to open your heart to natural beauty and the breath of life. Right now, see the beauty in life. The simplicity of nature and its divine elegance will encourage you to reset your mind in the present moment. All energy is recycled. Know that now you are changing your life Know that now you are changing your attitude in life, soon to emerge from the deep, such as plants, crystals, or minerals to support your light body through this powerful transition. The affirmation is, I integrate living life energy within my heart, mind, and soul. I am one.
Ooh.
I know, right? Interesting. It always seems to resonate. Folks who talk about nature, here we go. Living, seeing the beauty in life.
Yeah, really a needed message after an intense few weeks. Like, nice to be reminded that, like, hey, we are full of love and light. We can reconnect to those things. It doesn't have to be.
And we should. We should actively and consciously do that. Well, guys, this was a fabulous Sagittarius. We are going to get out of here, but we want to thank Sunny and Erica for being the amazing Sagittarius queens they are. Coral, we love you. Happy solar return at new moon birthday. We are so excited you're on this project with us. To all the people that we love near and dear to us that are Sagittarius, I have cousins. I have dear younger little friends, everybody that I met, even the random tarot reader that I saw at a party, Asia Lynn. She's Sag. I'm like, what's up? All of y'all, enjoy the rest of your Sag season. Cassie, I love you, girl. Could never do this without you. Everybody else, it's all love, because you know what? We out here, cuz.